they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. With my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules. In this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Amadaya production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. With my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules. In this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. With my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Amadaya Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Amadaya Shakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live, okay? And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. Now, as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, you already know what to do. All right, I see some of y'all saying this is y'all song. Honey, I love this song too. This song gives me my life, okay? And I love to see them dancing, especially the little blonde boy at the end. He was getting it, wasn't he? Okay, hello, Deronda, Buckhorse DC, Samantha, Pearly, Juju B is in the house. Bithia is here. No, my stay fat boo. All right, Samantha, I see you. Joy is in the house. Pearly. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Everybody hit that like button if you could be so kind. Thank you in advance for your cooperation and participation. All right. Look at Donna starting us off with a love offering. Thank you, Donna, beloved. Peace, Queen, sending love. Thank you. And I'm sending love right back to you, beloved. Okay. Peace, love, and blessings to you. All right. So let's get into it. Juju said, Queen, I absolutely love that song. I need it on my playlist. Okay. I keep forgetting to put it on my Spotify and Amazon and all of that. So I'll upload it. Okay. I haven't gotten around to it. I keep forgetting, you guys. All right, so with that all being said, let's get into it because the Queen brought receipts. Okay, the Queen brought receipts, honey, but before we get into the receipts, let's talk about this planetary alignment, okay? Now, this is what it really means when 7 planets align up in the sky. Let's talk about it because you all need to be taking advantage of this, especially those of you who are my stardusters. You need to be taking advantage of this for your meditation and your manifestation and your visualization. Okay, so stargazers will be treated to a rare alignment of 7 planets. Hold on. Let me just put this on the screen real quick. And don't forget to hit that like button. All right. Thank you kindly. Okay, so now here's why this is important to scientists. Okay, when the 7 planets will align and Mercury joins 6 other planets that are already visible in the night sky. Peer up at the sky on a clear night this January and February, and you could be in for a treat. 6 planets, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, are currently visible in the night sky. Now, during just one night in late February, they will be joined by Mercury. A rare 7 planet alignment will be visible. But such events are not just a spectacle for stargazers. They can also have a real impact on our solar system and offer the potential to gain new insights into our place within it. Now, the 8 major planets of our solar system orbit the sun in the same flat plane and all at different speeds. Mercury, the closest planet to the sun, completes an orbit a year for the planet in 88 days. Now, Earth's year, of course, is 365 days, while at the upper end, Neptune takes a whopping 60,190 days. Now, skip past all of that. So in January and February, we can witness this event taking place. The planets are not exactly lined up, so they will appear in an arc across the sky due to their orbital plane in the solar system. Now, during clear nights in January and February, all of the planets except Mercury will be visible, an event sometimes called a planetary parade. On the 28th of February, that's the day after the Queen's birthday. Please pay attention. All right, my birthday is February the 27th, and I expect everybody to remember, but let me continue. Okay, now, the weather permitting, all 7 planets will be visible, a great spectacle for observers on the ground. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, you see, the world is changing and we have to change with it. All these different things, the crazy weather, these wildfires, all these things are happening for a myriad of different reasons. Okay. Now, let's talk about our manifestation because you all should be writing down the things that you want to manifest and then reading them aloud. Okay. That's what we all should be doing. Reading these things aloud. Now, let's talk about what happens when the planets align spiritually. You see, what happens is their energies combine to create a potent atmosphere that enhances both personal growth and collective spiritual awakening. Okay, now that's what y'all need to be paying attention to. Collective spiritual awakening. And it actually talks about this in the Bible. Remember how I keep telling you guys, specifically my Stardusters on the spiritual channel, how I tell you that, some people, specifically Christians, will tell you that you should not be engaging in astrology, numerology, and things of the like, but that's all throughout the Bible. Now, in the Bible, Jesus told the apostles, okay, he said, it is not for you to know times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority. Now, this is Acts 17. No doubt the Bible speaks of these events that will precede the coming of Christ. Okay, but an alignment of planets, satellites, and constellations is something that you should absolutely be paying attention to. All right, and then also let's not forget that I've told you a myriad of times that in fact, when the disciples asked Jesus, when should there be another Passover, basically saying, when should he return? He said, there shall come upon you a man bearing a pitcher of poured water. That's the symbol of Aquarius, okay? And so that's basically what he's saying, that Jesus will return in the age of Aquarius, which we are now in. All right, and for those of you that ever wondered why you see people with these little symbols of fish on the backs of their cars, that represents Pisces, all right? And that's when Jesus walked the earth during the age of Pisces. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so make sure you're doing your manifestations and your visualizations and writing down things that you want, okay, and reading them aloud or making your vision boards. All right, like it says in the scripture, write the vision and make it plain. Don't be listening to Sloan Bella, who says that we're not supposed to make vision boards, okay? That's all I've said. Now, that all being said, let's get into these receipts because I have the court documents from where Diddy has sued Courtney Burgess, and you all remember that this man is just a liar who lies. I was the first one to expose him, the second person to interview him. I interviewed him the same day as Matt Cox. Okay, I interviewed him the same day as Matt Cox, and 3 hours later, in fact, and he was just telling all these lies, and his lies continued to unfold as time went on. Now, that all been said, hold on. Let me just pull that video up. Let me just pull that video up. And so we can listen to some of the things that he lied about. And see, this is why he's getting sued by Diddy. And I know, you know what Courtney Burgess probably thought? I'm pretty sure that he thought that he could just say whatever he wanted to say about Diddy because Diddy's in jail and may not ever get out. That's what he thought. But see, you can't just be making up lies on people. And the same applies for Adria English, and Lamisha Fuller. Okay, they too were just making up all these lies on Diddy and other people. And there's no doubt in my mind that that's all they were telling was a bunch of lies at the end of the day. Another thing is these court documents are very telling because Ariel Mitchell, the attorney that was representing Courtney B when he went before the grand jury, I told you guys from day one that this woman was shady, in my opinion, that she was sketchy and unethical. And guess what? There are some other lawsuits that she has filed that prove just that. Okay? Because she's been accused of bribery, amongst other things. Now, hold on. While I'm looking for this, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Okay, before we get this party started. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
To it. Okay, I'm going to find that Courtney Burgess interview momentarily. But in the meantime, let's get into these receipts in this lawsuit. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. Now, these court documents are very telling. Okay. And like I said, for those who are still thinking that Kim Porter Memoir is truthful, I don't know why they still believe it, because Courtney has been proven to be a liar, and so is Chris Todd on more than one occasion. So plaintiff Sean Combs, first off, it's Diddy, Sean Combs, against Courtney Burgess, Ariel Mitchell, and Next Star Media, Inc. And that's the company that hosts News Nation, I do believe. Okay, so plaintiff Sean Combs, by and through his undersigned counsel, Sheer Termonte LLP, for his complaint against Courtney Burgess, Ariel Mitchell, Next Star Media, Inc., News Nation, collectively defendants, allege as follows. Now, this case is about defendants' willful scheme to fabricate and broadcast outrageous lies concerning Mr. Combs, and then to leverage those falsehoods to gain social media fame, enrich themselves, and strip Mr. Combs of his reputation, livelihood, and a right to a fair trial. Now, social media protagonists, including but not limited to defendants Burgess and Mitchell, have for months been fueling a media frenzy, fabricating outlandish claims and stirring up baseless speculation about Mr. Combs, vying to outdo each other in a shameless competition to draw attention to themselves with no regard for the truth. Are y'all hearing this? Going in already, honey. We're just in the first paragraph. Now, in this pitiful spectacle, all pretense of objectivity has been abandoned as a global audience feasts at the all-you-can-eat buffet of wild lies and conspiracy theories. Defendants are among the worst perpetrators in this offensive scenario. They eagerly court every opportunity to broadcast blatant falsehoods, pretending they have proof that Mr. Combs engaged in heinous acts, knowing that no such proof exists. Now, as a result, millions of people have come to believe in the made-up evidence that defendants have falsely described and vouched for. The torrents of lies and the immeasurable harm and prejudice it is causing Mr. Combs must stop. Let me tell y'all something. You see, this is the kind of BS that could help Diddy, because for one, they're saying all of this stuff, and I've already told you guys that when people tell all these stupid lies, just blatant lies that can easily be debunked, all they do is open the window for Diddy to get out. Okay? Because it muddies the water. All right? They'll say he can't get a fair trial and all kinds of things. But let me continue. Now, defendant Burgess falsely claimed that he possessed videos of Mr. Combs involved in the sexual assault of celebrities and minors. Burgess repeated this false claim many times to anyone who would listen, including reporters for major news outlets, including News Nation, which recklessly repeated and amplified his lies as if they were true. And let me just tell you all something, honey. Now, for those of you who know and saw the interview that I did with him, you remember the same night that I did it, I privated the video. I didn't even leave it up for 24 hours, okay? I made it private right then and there. And do you know why? Because you could tell by the look on my face in the video that I knew this man was lying. You could also see that yourselves that he was lying, okay, if you had discernment. And you probably didn't even really need discernment to know that he was lying because the stuff wasn't adding up. But one of the main reasons I also privated it is because he was, quite frankly, defaming Al B. Sure. Okay, and I'm not into defaming anyone. And also, I knew that at some point this idiot was going to be sued, and I didn't want my name being added to the lawsuit, just like Sean Atwood's has. Please pay attention, okay? Right, that's all I'm saying, but let's continue. Now, goes on to say that Burgess repeated this false claim many times to anyone who would listen, including reporters for major news outlets, including News Nation, which recklessly repeated and amplified his lies as if they were true. Thus, Burgess's baseless lies were broadcast on social and traditional media platforms that reach millions of viewers in the United States and abroad. Now, his attorney, Mitchell, repeated those lies. Like Burgess, Mitchell knew that her client's claims were false, or at a minimum were utterly ridiculous in disregarding their falsity. Now, because she was reckless in doing that. She was utterly reckless in disregarding her falsity. Yes, because y'all don't think this woman knew that he was lying. I told y'all she's nothing but a clout chaser. And why is it that every person that she gets to go against Diddy, every client that she's represented thus far, Adria English, the woman from Oklahoma, I can't remember her name off the top, but all of them are nothing but liars. I'm telling you that the woman from Oklahoma is lying. Okay, that's my opinion. Now, goes on to say, and here's the thing. Also, she had somebody who was filed a claim against Chris Brown and someone against Trey Songz, and both of those people were lying. Okay, so please pay attention. Either this woman is an idiot or she's just unethical and doesn't care whether someone's lying or not. She's also been accused of bribery, which we'll get into momentarily. Now, his attorney, Mitchell, repeated those lies. Like Burgess, Mitchell knew that her client's claims were false or at a minimum was utterly reckless in disregarding their falsity. Now, because no such tape exists, let me repeat that. Because no such tape exists, see, for the fools that want to believe that this memoir was all true, no flash drives ever existed. He was lying the whole time, just like I told you. He never had any flash drives, and if he did, he would have been in jail for the possession of child porn, just like I asked him during that interview, okay? And furthermore, we know that no tapes existed because he testified twice before the grand jury. Those flash drives would have been admitted into evidence to the prosecution. Okay, so why would Diddy's attorney be saying they don't exist in this filing? Please pay attention. It only takes just a little bit of critical thinking skills. Now, because no such tapes exist, and because Mitchell never saw any video depicting Mr. Combs as abusing anyone, adult or minor, Mitchell's many false assertions that Burgess possessed such videos were either knowingly blatant falsehoods or recklessly false statements made as the direct result of Mitchell's inexcusable failure to investigate her client's outrageous lies. And let me say this, on the day that he first, Courtney Burgess that is, on the day that he first went and testified before the grand jury, remember they did an interview right outside the courthouse. And the person asked them, did they have flash drives that they were going to turn in? And there was something along those lines, but something specifically about the flash drives, to which Ariel Mitchell reported saying that they're on their way now to go and get paperwork, okay, to turn in. And I pointed out to you then, I said, why did she send paperwork? Okay, she's talking about they're going to get paperwork, documents to turn in. She didn't say anything about flash drives. That's how you should have known they didn't exist, for those who still think that this man had them in his possession. Outrageous lies. Now, Burgess peddled his false and defamatory statements about Mr. Combs to promote himself on social media. Mitchell did the same. Didn't I tell y'all that's what she was doing? I said she's on every interview. As soon as she gets a client, she just wants to connect herself to this Diddy case for a clout chase. I told you guys this. Now, both seek to capitalize on the resulting publicity for financial gain. Together, Burgess, Mitchell, and News Nation have caused profound reputational and economic injury and severe prejudice to Mr. Combs. In this action, Mr. Combs seeks money damages, including punitive damages for the harm of the defendants' false and defamatory statements that they have caused. Now, plaintiff Sean Combs is an individual who presently resides in Brooklyn, New York. Defendant Courtney Burgess is an individual upon whose information and belief is a resident of South Carolina. Now, defendant Ariel Mitchell is an individual who, upon information and belief, is a resident of Miami, Florida, and conducts business in New York. Defendant Nexstar Media, Inc. is, upon information and belief, a Delaware corporation with its principal place of business located at 545 East John Carpenter Freeway, Suite 700, Irving, Texas. Now, the court has subject matter jurisdiction over this action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. Statute 1332A because complete diversity is present and because the amount in dispute exceeds $75,000. Now, the court has personal jurisdiction over defendants because they were present in New York when they made false claims, false and defamatory statements that injured Mr. Combs because they directed their false and defamatory statements at Mr. Combs to individuals in New York, among other places, because they caused harm to Mr. Combs in New York, among other places, because defendant Mitchell does business in New York, and because defendant Nexstar Media, Inc. conducts business in New York, including through the filming and distribution of its program News Nation in New York. Now, factual background. Sean Combs became famous for his extraordinary and historic achievements as a musician and music producer, hip-hop impresario, record label owner, fashion innovator, and icon, path-breaking spirits entrepreneur, and committed philanthropist. Mr. Combs is among the most accomplished businessmen of his generation. In September of 2024, Mr. Combs was indicted in the Southern District of New York on federal racketeering and trafficking charges. Mr. Combs entered a plea of not guilty to those charges on September the 17th of 2025. Emphatically and unequivocally, he denies the charges against him and is prepared to contest the government evidence, such as it is at trial beginning on May the 5th of 2025. Mr. Combs has faith in the integrity of the judicial system and is confident the jury will acquit him. Now, defendant Burgess has been described as a one-time industry bit player and a fringe character. Now, in recent months, seeking to capitalize on the media's insatiable appetite for celebrity scandal, Burgess has gone to great lengths to invent and publicize outrageous falsehoods about Mr. Combs. In media interviews, Burgess claims he has worked in the music industry for decades, yet there exists no public record of any professional achievements, and he has left no detectable footprint on the industry prior to his recent campaign to malign Mr. Combs. His malicious conduct which, according to the New York Times, has only amped up the circus-like frenzy surrounding Mr. Combs' case, and it is intended to garner publicity and profit from the attention surrounding Mr. Combs' legal proceedings. That's exactly what Ariel Mitchell was doing. Now, let me stop right here and say this. You guys remember how Courtney was saying that he was, says that he was basically in the music industry, said that he was, what did he say? Said that he was a producer or something like that. And he was lying. And then it came out, I believe it was yesterday, somebody told me that they were saying that this man was mentioned in Nelly's song. Well, here's the thing. The Courtney B that they're talking about in Nelly's song is somebody by the name of Courtney Benson, who was Nelly's manager at some point. Now, I want you all to pay attention because, see, this is what Courtney B did. Courtney Burgess, he likely was only calling himself Courtney B so he could pretend that he's the person that Nelly was rapping about, okay? When he said Courtney B from New Jersey, and you know Courtney Burgess does say that he too is from New Jersey. So him saying that and nobody knowing who Courtney Benson is because he was Nelly's manager, someone who may not know him may have believed him that, oh, okay, well, he was in the music industry because Nelly was already shouting him out in songs. No, that's not him. Wrong person. He's just a liar who lies, okay? Has no footprint within the music industry, okay? A completely false claim. Okay, please pay attention. Burgess has never met Mr. Combs and has never had any relationship with anyone in Mr. Combs' family. Nevertheless, Burgess has claimed on multiple occasions that Kim Porter, the mother of 4 children with Mr. Combs, who died in 2018, provided him with a copy of her memoir and videos depicting Mr. Combs as sexually assaulting inebriated celebrities and minors. And here's the thing. Now, I want you all to pay attention because Courtney said that Kim Porter gave him that book. Then he came back and said that Kimora Lee Simmons, he and Chris Todd are now saying that Kimora Lee Simmons gave it to him. At least that's what Chris Todd said. You all saw it on the video that I last did. Okay, and then now, Chris Todd is acting like he doesn't know who wrote it. He didn't know if Kim wrote it, but then he says flat out, Kim couldn't have written this. Do you all remember I played you the audio, okay? From the interview that he did with AT2's channel. He said Kim Porter couldn't have written this. And then he quoted words from it as if it was someone else speaking. And then he said that was Kimora Lee who wrote it and that she needs to come out and should have been more transparent. I mean, the lies just continue. So if this man who's the one that published the book is saying that Kim Porter couldn't have written it, why in the hell is anybody still believing that she in fact did? Okay, I'm gonna need somebody to make that make sense because some of these people absolutely don't have critical thinking skills, and that's why they copy the queen. And y'all know exactly who I'm talking about because they just did a video days ago saying that the book was legit, okay? And basing that on the fact that Diddy filed a lawsuit, okay, no less. But let me continue. So, yet Burgess has made this false claim numerous of times at the press and in social media appearances. In one such interview, broadcast October 31st of 2024 on the Atwood Unleashed YouTube channel, Burgess elaborated on his false claim that he received these materials directly from Kim Porter. Host Sean Atwood, whose YouTube channel boasts 946,000 subscribers, including, upon information and belief, numerous subscribers in New York, as Burgess, upon information and belief, must have known, introduced Burgess in one interview by noting that he has certainly been making waves on the internet. Atwood also noted that we've had so much interest in this one and promised to get down with some crazy things that Courtney has personally experienced. Okay, please pay attention. Now, on the broadcast, Burgess falsely claimed that Miss Porter enlisted the help of a music industry mutual acquaintance to put her files in Burgess's hands. Specifically, Burgess claimed that this individual called Burgess and told him, "I got something for you. Kim told me to give it to you." But then he says also that Kim personally gave it to him. Please pay attention. All right. So she's got something she wants you to work with. Burgess went on to claim, again falsely, that the same individual later met Burgess in New York and delivered to him the first of several flash drives containing the memoir and videos that Miss Porter supposedly intended for him to have, even according to Burgess, Miss Porter had no more than a passing acquaintance with him. Now, during the interview, Atwood posted still images that his co-host Tommy Scoville and Burgess insinuated had come from the videos that Burgess falsely claimed Kim Porter had provided to him. These, they described one as depicting Justin Bieber, a famous recording artist, kissing an unidentified male. Atwood then asked, "Is this picture legit?" Burgess responded, yes, definitely. Scoville ventured a guess as to the identity of the unidentified male, speculating that it's one of those music execs because, allegedly, a lot of those guys, that's why they're in there. They're weirdos like the rest of them. This is all so nefarious, honey. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, having labeled all the music industry execs as weirdos, Scoville then asked Burgess, "How freaked out were you the first time you got a look at some of these images? Shocker or what?" Burgess responded that he was freaked out because my daughter was a listener of Justin Bieber. You understand? Burgess stated that Bieber was a child at the time. Burgess characterized Bieber as a victim who loved being treated like that. And that's what happens sometimes when you're a kid. Burgess went on to compare Mr. Combs to Lucifer, claiming that Mr. Combs, like Lucifer, destroyed bodies. He destroyed careers. He could get you where you want to be at, but you're going to give up the back end. Can you imagine Diddy hearing all this and how mad he was getting? Burgess, Atwood, and Scoville also commented on an image that appeared to depict Mr. Combs with his arm around an adult woman's shoulder. Despite the absence of any indication in the image of any untoward conduct, Burgess suggested that the woman was underage. I think she's about 18 right there. She looks about 18. Following up on Burgess's comment, Schofield falsely suggested that the photograph evidenced sexual misconduct with minors. Yeah, it's disturbing how the number of people who appear to be underage in all of these things. Oh, see, this is what Sean Atwood gets for lying on his channel. He lies, and he has people on his channel who lie. I want y'all to pay attention to the lies of it all. Because he should have known this man was lying. Okay, y'all think he don't have common sense? Okay, he's been to prison, has he not? And I'm quite sure that people who've been to prison usually know liars when they hear or see one. So you know why? I think that's probably what we're going to see on these superseding indictments. It's got to be, man, it just comes back. It just keeps coming back to the underage thing again and again and again. It's terrifying. Burgess and Schofield's statements about these images on the Atwood Unleashed broadcast were specifically and maliciously intended to convince viewers falsely that Burgess possessed and Atwood and Schofield had seen evidence that Mr. Combs had engaged in sexual abuse of celebrities and minors, even though they knew those claims were false when they made them. They should be suing Sean Atwood too and Schofield, as far as I'm concerned, because here's the thing. Not only did they allow him on their platform to tell these lies, and they had him on there more than once. They had him on there a myriad of times as a whole clout chase. Okay, they had him on there as a whole clout chase. Every time they had him and other liars on his channel, like Ronnie Bowe, okay, and others, they had all these liars on there because they care more about clicks and views and YouTube monetization. All right, this I want you all to pay attention. This is why I call out liars. Okay, this is why I call out grifters. And this is also why I call out people who copy the Queen's talking points, because don't mix my talking points with your lies and nefariousness. Okay, let's not do that. Now, Fat Boo says the Queen, say that Queen Sean don't care. He just wants clicks and views. Yes, all of the liars on YouTube who fabricate stories, embellish stories, who just make up things out of the thin air, all of them just do it for clicks and views. They don't give a damn about the truth. They don't even give a damn about the victims, okay? They give you clickbait titles, and then they sit up there and lie and just add stuff and try to paint narratives. And it's specifically these bigger platforms who do it, okay? And they do it because they know that they mainly control the algorithm. Because if somebody's spreading lies, one of these big YouTubers, and then other big YouTubers follow behind them and reiterate the same dumb lies, well, that controls the algorithm, okay? Please pay attention. All right. Claudette says Queen is the best YouTube. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so this is all crazy. Luna says he was on there last night. Oh, really? See, I'm not surprised. Even after all these lies that he's been called out on, and still having him on your platform is crazy work, okay? The only person who had the wherewithal and the decency to remove his video was me. I want you all to pay attention. Okay, I want you all to pay attention at the end of the day. Everybody else kept up those lies. Now, on the broadcast, Burgess insinuated falsely that talking about Mr. Combs and the fake memoir and videos put him in danger for his life. Burgess also described that his efforts to market the fake Porter memoir on Amazon.com, which he initially gave the ghoulish title, Kim's Lost the Words, and after the book was denounced by Miss Porter's family and others as a fake, Amazon pulled the volume from its website. Subsequently, Burgess marketed another equally false and defamatory version of the book titled Kim Porter, Tell It All, as a different website or on a different website, www.jamalmillwood.com. Burgess described the second version as R-rated, in contrast to the earlier PG version of the fake memoir. Okay, so I'm sorry, right here, they're proving that it's fake, okay? You all know that Mark Agnifilo, Tina Garagos, Alexandra Shapiro, and any of Diddy's other attorneys, Attorney Rico, you know that they would not have filed this on Diddy's behalf if there was any truth to what has been said or any truth to these flash drives or this fake memoir, okay? Because they look stupid. And I'm sure they did their due diligence and investigated. So this proves for once and for all, for anybody still trying to cling on to hope and, so desperate to try to make this book true. It's not, as I said from the very beginning. Now, upon information and belief, someone in or around September 2024, Burgess contacted Mitchell, or sometime around that, September 2024, Burgess contacted Mitchell seeking to team up with the lawyer in an attempt to legitimize and or profit from his outrageous lies. Mitchell is a civil litigator at her eponymously named law firm. Now, on her firm's website, she boasts that her practice focuses on high-profile cases, including claims of assault perpetrated by a celebrity. In or around 2021, Mitchell brought a lawsuit against plaintiff and the celebrity musician Trey Songz on behalf of a woman claiming assault by Trey Songz. Now, in 2022, now I want you all to pay attention because, like I said, I told you all she was shady from day one. Honey, my discernment is on point. Now, in 2022, the witness in that lawsuit testified that Mitchell, please pay attention to this part, says that Mitchell tried to bribe her to lie about witnessing the purported assault and being assaulted herself. Are y'all listening to this? This is a lawyer. She should be disbarred. Okay, why is she still able to practice? Now, the witness said she tried to bribe them to tell a darn lie on Trey Songz. A lie that could get someone sent to prison, potentially. In or around 2022, Mitchell brought a $20 million lawsuit against the rapper Chris Brown. I don't know why they call him a rapper, but anyway, on behalf of a woman claiming Brown raped her. After Brown posted a series of text messages, and you all remember because I reported on this, and I showed you the text messages. Okay, after he shared a series of text messages and voicemails reflecting a consensual relationship with the plaintiff, Mitchell withdrew. See, this lady's always having people who are just telling lies. Now, in the summer of 2024, Mitchell filed lawsuits against plaintiff on behalf of an adult entertainer who alleged she had been trafficked by Mr. Combs. After filing the lawsuit, Mitchell launched a media tour in which she repeatedly promoted herself as an authority on the federal grand jury investigation into Mr. Combs, including in an interview with TMZ Live, during which Mitchell sat in front of a propped up copy of an issue of Vibe magazine with Mr. Combs on the cover, and represented that she would very shortly be in a position to comment on the investigation. Now, Mitchell has brought at least 2 other lawsuits against Mr. Combs. To date, even though Mitchell has not served either of those lawsuits, she has spoken about them extensively to the media. In exchange for press appearances to discuss the allegations against Mr. Combs, Mitchell has demanded luxury accommodations, including first-class flights to New York City, a minimum 2-night stay at a 4-star minimum hotel, on-site hair and makeup services. Didn't I tell y'all that her face was beat to death? Okay, with all that makeup looking like she was casket ready. Meals and snacks and an unspecified materials fee. She has insisted, moreover, that such interviews must occur in New York City. She's out here making demands, honey. Please pay attention. I mean, the clout chase is real. Now, after Burgess engaged her, Mitchell continued peddling false claims to various media outlets. For example, in a television interview with News Nation, upon information and belief at its studio in New York City that was broadcast on or about September the 27th of 2024, Mitchell falsely stated that there already had been tapes leaking around Hollywood being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, presumably referencing Burgess or one of his affiliates. Mitchell continued saying, one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became public knowledge. Mitchell described the request as a catch and kill and stated that Mr. Combs was in the tape and this other person was. I would venture to say more high profile than Mr. Combs. Remember when she said that on News Nation? And I told you all then, I said, let me tell y'all something. If anybody came to this lawyer and asked her to help them shop a tape like that, that proves that they think that she's unethical, because they would not go to an ethical attorney and ask them to do such. And also, she claimed that she saw the video. She said she had a screenshot of it and that she could see the person's face. Okay, remember that? Just lying, because no tapes even exist, okay, according to this report. So Mitchell falsely confirmed that the video exists and that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell that the video is pornographic in nature. Just lying, honey. Oh, they need to disbar this woman. Now, with no evidentiary support, the News Nation host speaking about Mr. Combs' home then said to Mitchell, "It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well." Mitchell falsely confirmed this and then further stated that based on her review of the supposed false evidence, it doesn't seem like the person knows they're being videotaped. It's like they're being surreptitiously recorded. Now, here's the thing. Now, according to Rodney Jones's lawsuit, there were video recordings in Diddy's house, and in the reports after the raids, it was said that there's about 250 cameras in the house, if I'm not mistaken. So I do believe that there was cameras in Diddy's house, okay, at the end of the day. But what I don't believe is that Courtney Burgess or his lying arse attorney, Ariel Mitchell, had any videos that came from Diddy's house or his cameras. Now, these statements were false. Mitchell never possessed pornographic images involving Mr. Combs and any celebrity, was never able to confirm the existence of any such video of Mr. Combs, was never in a position to confirm that any celebrity was surreptitiously recorded in an SEX act with Mr. Combs, and thus knew or recklessly disregarded that her statements were false when she made them. And here's the thing. Even if she had seen such video footage, even if it's such videos existed and she had seen it, wouldn't it have been in her best interest, or her being an ethical attorney, which clearly she isn't, but if she were, wouldn't it seem that she would have given that information to the feds or told the person, whoever was in possession of it, that, hey, you need to turn this over to the feds because this could help them to prove their case against Sean Diddy Combs? Wouldn't you think so? I mean, because for her to have said that she was trying to help somebody peddle it, or someone came to her and she didn't have the wherewithal or the decency to give this to the feds for their case, that just speaks to her, shoddy business practices, attorney practices, in my opinion. Now, News Nation, upon information and belief, conducted no investigation before broadcasting the false allegations that it easily could have done so. Now, Mitchell also told News Nation on the broadcast that about another client, a woman who alleged that Mr. Combs assaulted her in Northern Carolina in 2018. Now, this client's allegations are also false. So Mitchell falsely represented that her client's fabricated claims were corroborated, even though Mitchell knew they were not. This woman's just been lying, according to this. Specifically, Mitchell falsely stated, we also have a police report that was made in 2018. Later in the interview, the host repeated Mitchell's assertion, emphasizing about the purported police reports. You guys actually have one? The host then asked, are we going to be able to see it? Mitchell falsely claimed or confirmed that she would produce the report, which she hasn't done. Please pay attention. She answered the host, yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint that was made. Now, these statements in which Mitchell claimed to possess a police report corroborating her client's fabricated allegations were false, and Mitchell knew they were false when she made them. I'm telling y'all, this woman is even shadier than I thought. Roughly 2 weeks after the News Nation broadcast, Mitchell filed the lawsuit she had previewed. Contrary to her false assertions, the lawsuit did not attach any police report because there was none. This woman is just a liar who lies, just like her clients. Subsequently, the Walnut Creek Police Department denied having any involvement in the allegations made by Mitchell's client. The Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office released a statement that they had thoroughly investigated the accusations and had determined that the claims were, in fact, unfounded. Are y'all hearing this? Now, y'all could say, well, Diddy might have paid them off. Maybe Diddy paid them off. Well, maybe he did. I don't know. But the bottom line is, Ariel Mitchell lied when she said that she had the police report. She lied when she said that she would attach it to the criminal complaint once filed, because she's done nothing of the sort. Okay? So either way, she's just a liar. News Nation broadcast its September 27, 2024 interview with Mitchell without fact-checking Mitchell's false and injurious claims or accusations. News Nation did not even reach out to Mr. Combs' representatives for a comment, honey. They gave zero damns. Please pay attention. Okay, Burgess and Mitchell's repeated false and defamatory claims that Burgess possessed videos depicting Mr. Combs as assaulting celebrities, including minors, led federal prosecutors to subpoena him to a grand jury sitting in New York. Didn't I tell y'all? Okay, you can't just be sitting up there saying that you have possession of child porn and the police or the feds are not going to come calling, honey. That's what you can't do. Okay, so I just want y'all to pay attention. This is all so crazy. Now, that being said, he was called before the grand jury. On the day he appeared before the grand jury, Burgess and Mitchell gave an interview on the courthouse steps, during which they acknowledged that U.S. Marshals had visited his residence to ensure compliance with the subpoena. In this and subsequent press and social media appearances, Burgess and Mitchell continued to repeat false and defamatory claims that Burgess possessed videos depicting Mr. Combs as assaulted celebrities, including minors. Now, by this time, she clearly had to know he was lying, even if she didn't prior, which she should have had she done her due diligence and conducted a thorough vetting process of Courtney Burgess. But we can tell that she clearly doesn't do that with any of her clients, because look at all the liars that she's had whose cases fell apart because they were in fact lying and putting out false allegations. Okay, now at this point, because he testified before the grand jury, don't you think she should have known by now that there were no such flash drives and video footage? For example, on or about October 31st of 2024, Burgess and Mitchell appeared on News Nation's Banfield show upon information and belief as News Nation's studio in New York, or they were at that studio in New York, also broadcast on YouTube. Now, the host introduced the interview by announcing that Burgess just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence of Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy's freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. I mean, steady lying. Now, the host went on to note that because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of S crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not. This statement was false, and the News Nation host knew it was false, or at a minimum, recklessly disregarded whether the statements were true or false, because she had never seen such videos, because they do not exist. During the broadcast, Burgess and Mitchell confirmed that Burgess had been subpoenaed to a federal grand jury in Manhattan. In response to the host's questioning, Burgess falsely stated that all 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, 2 to 3, possibly 3, appeared to be minors. Didn't I just tell y'all that the other day, that that's what the fool said? Okay, all appeared inebriated, and all, to be honest, were victims of S assault. That's what he said. Burgess also repeated his false claims about the fake memoir. The host asked him, "Do you know if the notes for the book really were from Kim Porter?" Burgess responded, "Yes, because I spoke to her probably like 6 hours before I received it." Just lying. Never talked to Kim Porter a day in his dirty life. This is all crazy. In another interview, Burgess claimed that federal law enforcement seized the flash drives from his home. That too was false. Now, that's what he told me too. And then on October the 7th of 2024, Mitchell also falsely claimed that she had done research indicating that the baby oil may be used as a conduit for transmitting drugs mixed into the oil to another person for the purpose of incapacitating them. Mitchell suggested, moreover, that Mr. Combs did this to one of her clients, i.e. mixed drugs with baby oil and doused her client with it, thereby lowering her defenses. That statement was a lie. Are y'all listening to this? This is a whole attorney out here being accused of telling all these nefarious lies. Mitchell performed no such research, and even if she had, there is no scientific basis for asserting that baby oil can be infused with drugs to incapacitate anyone. Again, Mitchell knew, or should have known, that her statements were false when she made them. Mitchell made statements throughout the interview that were unambiguously intended to convince viewers not only that Burgess was telling the truth, but also that she had independently corroborated his claims and was vouching for him. Are y'all hearing this bullshit? This is all crazy, honey. What do you all have to say? What do you all have to Nepenthe says, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Nepenthe says, I should snatch down YouTube, okay? Durana says she's a fool in the Queen's voice. Okay, Vince I Am from the UK says they demand luxurious accommodations, clown makeup, etc. Yet they don't have any evidence, just their words. That deal is not dealing at all. Okay, please pay attention. How this is all nefarious. All right, most hated bronze flat power guy said it's getting crazier about a minute, Queen. I know it is, honey. All right, I didn't to think that an attorney would be so desperate for clout that she would engage in such nefarious behavior. All right, this is all so crazy. I absolutely cannot. Aqua Girl Rising said, I think she has a relationship with Diddy. Didn't she say at some point that Diddy knows her? I think she said something along those lines. This is all crazy and clearly nefarious. Now, with that all being said, Mitchell made similar statements on or about the same day as the Banfield YouTube broadcast. During a separate interview, she and Mr. Burgess gave outside of federal district court in Manhattan. In that interview, the reporter asked, I know you can mention, or you can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back up with actual footage, factual footage. Mitchell responded, we have enough. It's things that we have. Just lying. Mitchell intended this statement to convince viewers that Burgess's false claims about Mr. Combs were true, even though she knew or recklessly disregarded at the time that his claims were false. Now, in her shameless pursuit of the spotlight, okay, in other words, her clout chase, pay attention, Mitchell repeated these known lies in a documentary, The Making of a Bad Boy, that aired on NBC's streaming platform Peacock on January the 14th of 2025. In that documentary, Mitchell endorsed the ludicrous allegations of her client Burgess, stating that Burgess has done interviews where he purported to have owned several flash drives that included SEX tapes with 8 distinct individuals, including A-list celebrities and Diddy, all engaged in SEX. Oh, honey, this is all so crazy. It's getting hot in here, okay? Where's Nelly at when I need him, honey? This is all crazy. But let me continue. So then he believes that these people were intoxicated and that they may not have known that they were being recorded. Then explicitly endorsing Burgess's known lies as truths, Mitchell added, and Courtney ultimately handed over the video to the federal government. These statements were completely false. He didn't hand over shite to the government because it never existed. Okay? Lord have mercy upon them. Mitchell knew these statements were false because no such video was ever turned over to the government because no such video exists. Mitchell did not stop there. She continued to lend credence to Burgess's lies, asserting that Burgess or Combs took these videos, which she knew did not exist, so that he could wield power over the purported subjects, saying it was to advance his influence and his power, because now I have them on video where I can say, I'm going to take this to your wife. I'll take this to your husband. I'll take this to the public, and I'll ruin you if you don't do this for me. She had a whole scenario concocted in her own mind. Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? It's all the foolishness of it all. Okay, Anita said this is so super crazy. Right. Okay, Miss AP said, Queen is on a roll, honey. I must watch the replay, baby. Thank you. Okay, at the end of the day, this is all nefarious. But meanwhile, Tisa Tales is over there still trying to lie, still continuing that lie that this book is true. Still over there telling people, and now she's trying to act like this lawsuit proves that it's true. How the hell does this lawsuit prove that when it's saying everything other than that? Okay? I want you all to pay attention. And here's the thing. I literally told you all everything that's in this lawsuit already. I told you all that there was no flash drives. I told you all that Ariel Mitchell was shiesty. I told you that Courtney Burgess was a liar who lies. I'm the first one that called him out on this lies and BS. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. Okay? I told you all if there were such video footage, he would have had to turn it over to the feds when he went and testified before the grand jury. And here they are in this filing said that none exists because none was turned over to the feds. And this woman has sat up here, a whole licensed to practice attorney, and told all these darn lies, all for a clout chase. She needs to be disbarred. Okay? She definitely needs to be disbarred. So anyway, with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, they eagerly peddle these lies to enrich themselves. Burgess has profited from his fake Kim Porter memoir, which prior to being pulled down from the Amazon website, briefly rose to the top of its bestseller list. But yet Chris Todd's lying artist wants us to think that he only sold 30,000 copies when he previously said 1 million copies were sold in 12 days, okay? And he's trying to distance himself from Courtney Burgess now because he doesn't want to get sued. All right. Burgess's craving willingness to profit from the fabricated memoir proves that he is callously indifferent to the emotional distress of Miss Porter's children and has nothing but contempt for the feelings of Miss Porter's extended family and many friends who were heartbroken by her untimely death. And I want you all to pay attention to something. You know, I want you all to pay attention to something. Any YouTuber who is sitting up here condoning this bull crap and saying that this book is true, even after all this evidence has come out for months, proving that Courtney Burgess and Chris Todd are liars and proving that the family has been against it from day one, the friends have been against it from day one, Al B. Sure has been against it, and they're still trying to convince you that this is all true. And then foolishly trying to say that because cease and desist letters were sent by the kids and because Diddy sent a cease and desist letter and now because a lawsuit's been filed and even did a video, Tisa Tales did. She did a video saying that the feds confirmed that the memoir was true. Now I want you all to think about that because that just proves further. This is why I always call her out for lying, okay? Because a liar who does that type of stuff, pushes that type of narrative, does she really care about victims? No, she doesn't. And she can sit there and tell them sad stories and act like she gives a damn about any of these victims, but no, she doesn't. Because if she did, she wouldn't be peddling lies, just like these people are doing. Okay, that's what she wouldn't be doing. Does that type of person care anything about bringing you the truth? No, she doesn't. Only thing she cares about is YouTube clicks and views, okay? And I want you all to pay attention because I am going to continue to call out liars on all fronts. Now, let's continue. So, goes on to say, I mean, this is beyond nefarious as far as I'm concerned. Now, it goes on to say that Burgess's craven willingness to profit from the fabricated memoir proves that he is callously indifferent to the emotional distress of Miss Porter's children and has nothing but contempt for the feelings of Miss Porter's extended family and many friends who were heartbroken by her untimely death. And that same thing goes for Tisa Tales' lying ass because she sat up there also and went in on his kids. Okay, these are Kim Porter's children. Okay, let's not forget. So you're going in on the kids because they filed a cease and desist to try to uphold their mother's reputation and try to stop someone from profiting off of disparaging of their own mother. But she went in on them and talking about that proves that it's true. No, that proves that it's a lie and that you're a liar who lies, just like Courtney B. and Ariel Mitchell. Now, Mitchell has also sought to profit from her false and defamatory statements about Mr. Combs. Mitchell has seized every opportunity to promote herself in the media and has insisted on valuable benefits and payments in exchange for interviews, including first-class air travel, 4-star hotel accommodations, hair and makeup allowances, and a materials fee for copies of, among other things, demand letters sent on behalf of one of her clients who sued Mr. Combs. News Nation has likewise profited from repeating and amplifying Burgess's and Mitchell's lies, drawing viewers and promoting its programming based on only unsubstantiated lies that would have been revealed as false had News Nation conducted even the most modest fact-checking. I want y'all to pay attention. Defendants made false and defamatory statements about Mr. Combs, knowing that they were false and with reckless disregard for their falsity. Defendants made these false and defamatory statements in bad faith as part of a deliberate effort to damage Mr. Combs' reputation, undermine his business, and by painting him as a debauched and a PDF file to poison public's perception of him and deprive him of a fair trial. I want you all to pay attention because they keep on saying deprive him of a fair trial. I want you all to pay attention because this has absolutely muddied the waters. You see, these nefarious lies are bad for the real victims, and anyone peddling these lies is true, and anyone trying to lie and say these lies have been confirmed, you're doing damage to the real victims. Okay, but some people will do anything for clout and for views. Now, defendants had no good faith basis for claiming that Burgess possessed videos of Mr. Combs involved in the sexual assault of anyone. Burgess purposefully made up the videos and told heinous or hideous lies about Mr. Combs, and Mitchell and News Nation either knew that Burgess's claims were false or made no effort to verify the truth of those false claims. Now, as a result of defendants' malicious lies, Mr. Combs had suffered significant reputational and economic harm. Now, what I want to know, what I'm curious to see, is Tisa Tales going to come out and admit that she lied or admit that she was wrong about all this? Because the lawsuit's out here now. Is she going to go over this lawsuit like she goes over all the other lawsuits pertaining to Diddy? And when she does, is she going to change her tune? Well, she likely is, because all she does is follow what the queen says. And you all know that she flip-flops and says whatever I say, even though she said something different prior. Okay, but let's continue. Now, goes on to say, as a result of defendant's malicious lies, Mr. Combs has suffered significant reputational and economic harm. People who heard and believed defendant's lies have accused Combs on social media that is consumed by hundreds of millions of viewers each and every day of being a debauched monster and a PDF file. And absolutely, and that has added to it. And you see, this is why it's all dangerous, because these type of lies in their nefariousness and all the made up stuff and them being able to debunk this makes it bad for other victims, because then the jury might sit up there and say, well, how do we know that any of them are telling truth if they don't have proof and verification? Because some of these people may not even have actual evidence. They may just have their word against Diddy's. Okay? They may just have their word against Diddy's. And I want you all to pay attention. So this is just making the case weaker for the prosecution with all of this dumb stuff that people are saying. This like really ticks me off. And see, this is why I called out Adria English and Lamisha Fuller for telling all them darn lies. Now, I was also one of the first to call them out. But you know, like I tell you guys, people love lies and salacious details, and some people prefer lies to the truth. When you are a truth speaker and a truth seeker, you will get far less views, and people even get mad at you for telling the truth when they want to believe the lies. Okay, because the lies are much more salacious. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. And so when people like me are telling the truth, people like Too Strong and others, and Corey Love TV, when we're telling the truth, do you think most people want to hear it? No, they don't. Now, moreover, many viewers of the social media posts in which defendants' falsehoods are published and republished post harassing and threatening messages against Mr. Combs. The unrelenting tide of negative publicity and threatening social media posts resulting from defendants' lies have caused and will continue to cause Mr. Combs severe reputational harm. Defendants' intentionally false and defamatory statements have also poisoned the minds of the overwhelming majority of individuals residing in the Southern District of New York who might qualify for jury service. Do y'all see where this is going? Are y'all listening? Are y'all hearing this? Who might qualify for jury service and potentially sit on the jury in Mr. Combs' trial beginning in May of 2025. This, in addition to all the other harms resulting from defendants' unlawful false statements, they have also deprived him of a meaningful opportunity for a fair trial on the government's charges against him. Do y'all hear this? Now, what do y'all think is going to happen with this? You see, this is why it is imperative. Okay, it is imperative to speak the truth. Sean Atwood, another one who allows liars to lie and who goes along with the lies. I'm telling y'all, people like Tisa Tales and Sean Atwood, they promote lies. And that's not an allegation, that's a fact. They promote lies, okay? That's what they do. They'll sit there and vouch for things that we all can see if we have common sense that these things are lies. But they'll continue to push those narratives all for clicks and views and YouTube monetization. Okay, that's what people like them will do. But let me continue. So, plaintiff repeats and realleges all of the foregoing paragraphs as it fully set forth herein. Defendants made false and defamatory statements concerning the plaintiff as set forth in detail above. Defendants' defamatory statements included false assertions that Burgess was in possession of videos depicting plaintiff involved in the sexual assault of celebrities and minors, and that Mitchell was in possession of information corroborating allegations of heinous sexual assaults. These statements published by defendants about plaintiff accused plaintiff of committing a serious crime and engaging in sexual misconduct. These statements published by defendants about plaintiff were defamatory per se. These statements published by defendants caused substantial reputational and financial harm to plaintiff and damaged his right to a fair trial on the government's charges against him. Defendants published these statements without privilege to a third party. See, I want you all to pay attention right here. This is where it's important, okay? I want you all to pay attention right here, because what they're doing is something that Alex Spiro didn't even do with Jay-Z when he tried to say that Tony Busby was lying on him and extorting and blackmailing. What they're doing is they're laying out all of the facts that prove that what was done by Ariel Mitchell and Courtney Burgess is defamation. If you all remember, I've always told you that there's 4 elements to proving defamation. First, you have to prove that what the person said was a lie. Then you have to prove that that lie was shared with a third party. Okay, then you have to prove that that lie caused some sort of damage to the person, whether it's their reputation or their economic, financial situation or what have you. Okay, and then you have to prove that they basically knew that they were lying and that they did it with actual malice. Okay, so this is what they're doing here. They're establishing all of the points that you need to prove in court that they defamed Diddy. So goes on to say, defendants published these statements without privilege to a third party. Defendants published these statements with actual malice. Defendants published these statements with the knowledge of their falsity or reckless disregard for their veracity. They've proven all their points, basically. I'm telling you that right now. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests judgment awarding plaintiff money damages in an amount to be determined at trial, but not less than $50 million, granting such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. All right, demand for jury trial. Plaintiff demands a jury trial, and this is signed Michael Tremonte, Erica A. Wolf, Ana Estavio, and there it is. There it is, filed on the 22nd of January. Ooh, honey, this is all a hot mess. I just want you all to pay attention, honey. I want you to pay attention. And then for people who I call out for their lies, and I go in on them for promoting lies on ScrewTube when they have these platforms and they're influencers. You see, we're called influencers for a reason, because we influence people. We influence people's thoughts and sometimes their conclusions. So if you're an influencer who just gives a damn about money and YouTube views and clicks and all that, and you don't care about the truth, you're being reckless. Okay? You're being reckless, and you're also being unethical. That's what you're being. Okay? That's what you're being. You're being unethical. And you really couldn't care about these victims as you proclaim, because if you did, you'd be all about the truth, no matter what anyone else said. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. This is absolutely egregious as far as I'm concerned, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit up here and tell no lies. And I told you all before, there's enough salacious stories about Diddy and Jay-Z and others to where you don't have to make up lies. Okay, why would you need to make up lies? Make it all make sense. But you see, some people, they just lie to be lying, because they know that people love salacious stories. People love hearing things that sound so juicy with all the nefarious details. This is what they know. Okay, so please pay attention. Now, what do you all have to say about all of this? What do you all have to say about all of this? Because I have several questions. Hold on, beloveds. Oh, this is a whole lot. I did a video titled "More of Courtney Burgess's Lies Exposed." I mean, I went in on this man numerous of times. There was more than enough evidence to prove that he was just a liar who lies. Okay? More than enough evidence. Courtney Burgess lies exposed. All right? Now, what do y'all have to say? Miss AP said all lies will be exposed. Absolutely. Miss I Am said she's probably watching now, just like the original wig did. She even sent her mama to snoop on the queen. That was hilarious. She darn sure did. Miss I Am. I literally forgot about that. Beloved, when I tell you I literally have forgotten about that, yes, wig one had her mom over her spying on me in my chat. That ish was crazy. That was all crazy, okay? I want y'all to pay attention, honey. And anybody who says that I'm hating on somebody because I'm calling them out for lies and BS, honey, you just don't know me that well, because I've been doing this. I ain't new to it. I'm true to it. I've been calling out liars and frauds, okay? And nobody gets a pass as far as I'm concerned. Nobody gets a pass, okay? That's how that goes. Now I'm trying to remember when exactly did I do that interview with Courtney. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Let's have a brief intermission while I try to find that. Okay. Let's have a brief intermission while I try to find that, honey, because I just want to play a little bit more of them lives before we roll up out of here. Everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, guys, I still do not see it. I know I didn't delete it. I did make it private, but I didn't delete it. I don't know where that video is, quite frankly. I guess we won't be viewing that today. Does anybody remember, was it October or November? When I mean October or September? Let me think. Is this it? Hold on. That's not it. Honey, I can't even remember when I did the video. But I do remember that I made it private because I knew his arse was lying. Just a liar who lies at the end of the day. I can't remember the title of it. Just so anyway, with that all being said. Vince I Am said, great positive music to sage the queendom chat with the negative energy running loose on these screw-tube streets. Okay. Fat Boo said it was September. Claudia says, I think it was October. Okay. I'm going to look for it one more time. Hold on, you guys. I could have sworn it was at the end of September or the beginning of October. Seems like it was around the 17th of October. Let me see here. This is it right here. It was October the 20th. This is it right here. Here we go. Exclusive live interview. Insider says Snoop Dogg is just like Diddy. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because that's another thing. He was up there lying on Snoop Dogg too. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. I mean, just out here telling lies, and his attorney. Now, I knew the Ariel Mitchell kid was shady, but I had no idea she was telling all those lies. So she literally never saw a video or had a screenshot of anybody. Her lying self.
Then you hung around men that like men. You hung around Andre Harrell. You understand? Something was wrong. Heavy D didn't bring you along with him, and he rest in peace, and maybe, and they all rest in peace. You understand? Not just saying their name, they're not here to defend themselves, but we all know you didn't roll with Heavy D. You understand? And when somebody desperate like you was, that's what you did. And he pulled the book down because the face, Kim was on it. He got to prove to us that he's not gay. We don't got to prove that he's gay. You understand?
Now y'all see how he sounds crazy right here, talking about Albie sure got to prove to him He don't have to prove anything to you. You're the one who wrote the book, fool. That's why you're being sued right now. You're the one that has to prove the validity of what you assess in or assert in that book. Do y'all hear this? A whole damn fool. But anyway, let's continue.
You let your son go to another man, but you still saying, "Oh, did he kill Kim? He poisoned me." How you want to pull somebody else down when you saying the same thing everybody else saying? You prove to us that he killed Kim. Prove to us that he poisoned you, because your son in the house with his kids that they may don't have a father. They already lost their mother, but his son still have a father. So the same thing you speaking, make sure you tell them kids the same thing while you tell them their father killed their mother, and they may lose their father. So you got enough on your plate. So before you start pulling down books for your books to sell because you washed up, nobody checking for you no more.
So he really tried to go in on Al B. Shore. Talk about he's washed up. Honey, Al B. Shore could never be washed up. You need to sit down somewhere. He's a whole legend. Y'all hear this? Trying to disparage Al B. Shore. He done sat here and lied on this man. Okay? That's what he did. That's what he did. M says he sounded crazy then and he sounds crazy now. My toenails curling. Okay? I know that's right, but let's keep listening.
Keep it real.
And y'all, peep the look on the queen's face, because I knew the ninja was lying.
Get your little the attorneys.
Right. Now let me ask you this. They supposedly got their relationship back on track from reports. But let me ask you this. So how did the feds get in touch with you to come and to get the flash drive and videos or what have you? How did that all come about?
Somebody told them. Or let's say when they raided Kim house, Diddy house, they saw the transaction of the emails or whatever, or I can't really expect, like you said, who told, but they got it, I'm not into child. I'm not into child.
Don't say the word. Don't say the word. Don't say the word. I know what you're talking about.
I'm not into none of that. You understand? I'm just a manager, entrepreneur, producer. I ain't into none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to drop jewels on nobody or snitch on somebody. I'm here for Tupac and his family. You understand? That's why I'm giving Shakur this interview, because Tupac paved the way for me. Him and Tane won from the artifacts. You understand? I would do the same thing for Tane.
Now I want y'all to pay attention how he tried to say, that's why I'm giving Shakur this interview. Like he's sitting down having an interview with me because of Tupac. Like, dude, sit down somewhere with your lying arse. Okay? Claudette said, Queen, your facial expression is priceless. Honey, because it was at that moment that I knew he was a liar who was lying. Honey, please pay attention, okay? He needs to sit down somewhere, honey, up there lying to the Queen like I don't have discernment, honey. All right. Vince I said, I caught that immediately, Queen. You knew he was full of wigotry nonsense and you couldn't hide it. I cannot. Okay, I sure couldn't, honey. It was written all over my face.
Tane won as well. But Tupac was murdered. That him and Biggie never took shots at each other. They shot words, but they never draw blood.
Right.
And he sit up there on TV and pictures jealous. We all know what jealousy gets you. You understand?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm here for. You understand? And you want to see me, see me. You understand? Go for any names I said. You want to see me, see me. I have no problem seeing you. You understand?
Y'all are something else. M says, Queen looking bored as hell. She knows. Look at her eye roll. Okay? I knew he was sitting up there lying with his fat butt.
Our city don't burn. We just get hot. You understand? Brick City don't burn. We just get hot out here.
Okay. Now, and you said that you also got shot, and it was down the street from where Pac got shot.
No, down the street from Gaddafi. He got shot at Orange Project.
That's right.
I got a shot at East Orange on South Munn.
Now, let me tell you all something. He was trying to imply that Diddy had something to do with him being shot. And now he's even come out after this video with me. He later came out and said that he was also poisoned when he was here in Atlanta when he gave the video or went to meet up with Shakur Stewart. Now, I want you all to pay attention because I'm the first one that told you all and pointed out to you that he mentioned Shakur Stewart giving him the flash drives. And I told you all that Shakur Stewart died November of 2008. I was the first one to point that out, so pay attention to my observation skills is all I'm saying. But he said that when he came to Atlanta to meet with Shakur Stewart, that someone poisoned him. Okay, and then he said he knew how Albie Sure felt. I just want y'all to pay attention. You see, because like I told you guys, when these people lie and they go around getting paid to do interviews and all that stuff and clout chasing and grifting, when they tell their stories, they keep adding to the mix. And anything else that comes out, any more news or information that comes out, another person added into something or whatever, they add that to their story. Okay? They add that to their story, something that they may never have even spoken on, but now all of a sudden, that's part of their story as well. Okay, so he says that he was also poisoned. Please pay attention.
Behind the hospital, Bun Project, 360 Bun.
Okay, so do you know who shot you or what the motive was or anything like that?
No, I had I pulled over on mine in a white Rolls. I had a white Rolls Royce.
Okay, I'm gonna skip past that because nobody cares, Courtney.
I believe Frank was the one who took the gun from Fatal.
James Rosemond. So some years ago, back in 2011.
You understand? And I want to make something clear. I don't have beef with Jay-Z. You understand? Jay-Z came up with a good friend of mine. He's a rapper called Big L. I met Jay-Z. I came to the show with Queen Latifah. She's a Jersey native, and I was there for Pac. And he was backstage. He was cool. Funny guy. He had on some cowboy boots, pants packed in his cowboy boots, and triple boots. That's how they used to rock in New York. He thought I had a beef with Foxy Brown. What happened was Hussein Fatal was hitting Foxy Brown, that she was messing with Daz or Corrupt, one of them from the Doghouse. So she was in the studio. She was going to do a song, but Jay-Z called. And I didn't get a chance to get on it, so Dave Lightly was there. So him, Foxy Brown, and Hussein Fatal went to the hotel. I was with another artist named Big Draws. Wendy Williams used to call me on the phone all the time. And it was somebody else from the Source. I can't remember.
Now he's sitting there talking about Wendy Williams used to call him all the time and somebody from the Source, not being specific, and then saying Wendy Williams because we all know the sad condition that Wendy's in. You see how he just sitting up here lying? Oh my Lord, this is all crazy.
So we was in my limousine. So Wendy Williams, if she did, she'd tell you this is true. So I came up to the hotel room. Dave was in the lobby. Dave Light and Big Draws was with me. And I said, "Who you going to hotel with?" He said, "I said, who you going to?" He said, "It's Spock." I said, "Let's kidnap her." He said, "Kidnap her?" I said, "Yeah, I could auction everything off to Kim. To Wendy Williams." He said, "No, Court B, you need some money." I said, "Nah, it ain't about money. We outlaws. You know, we kidnap her, take her to Cali. We call Wendy Williams. You want her pocketbook? Take your pocketbook. You want her shoes? Take her shoes. You want her?" There's been a negotiation with Def Jam relative. It was really a studio stunt. You know what I'm saying? There was no beef to Jay-Z. I wasn't out trying to kidnap him or do something to Fox. You know what I'm saying? It was just to sell records.
Okay, now let me ask you this about Diddy because I have another insider, right? Whom I can't name, but they were telling me some stuff about Diddy, and they were saying basically that Diddy practices a lot of the Roman culture from ancient Rome, and that's why he does a lot of this stuff that that he's allegedly done to these men specifically, and saying that the freak-offs were the equivalent of the bacchanalias, which were ancient Rome's festivals of orgies that actually got banned in 186 BC. So do you think that Diddy was engaging in some of the same things they did in ancient Rome?
Well, if you watch Troy with Brad Pitt, you'll see they did that in there. They take a young lady, too young, a virgin, put on the table, eat off her fruits. What I mean by
just like Diddy was doing.
Right.
Wow, at one of the parties.
They take a man and break them down and do sexual things.
Now, that's the only time during that entire interview that he told something that was likely true. Because I saw Troy. I don't remember if they did that, but they definitely did that back in ancient Rome, putting people on the table and feeding off of them with his big lion arse. But let's continue.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Start setting up your future for you and your two twin sisters. Man. Honestly,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Okay, let me read this comment. We next, aka DSV, says I have to fast forward.
You always supposed to watch your drink wherever you at. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
There have been times females came back and I'm sitting at the table. They said, "What happened to my drink?" I said, "I poured it out. I'd rather pay for a new one than you drink the same one and somebody claim I did so." Never leave your drink
Right.
flat. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My
Mm.
grandmother taught me that.
Right.
Yeah.
That tell you how long it's been going on. If your grandmother told you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's how long that been going on.
Yeah, so this kind of stuff seems to be embedded in the culture of the music industry. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
it is. It is. That's why I said that's why a lot of artists today not signed. Because he got bad as time went on. I don't know if the money changed him. I don't know if the drugs got to him, but 35 years, that's, you gotta understand, that's almost 100 and something people. That's like 35 years.
Right.
I'm just blaming the females. Why wait till you go to jail and want to talk?
Now I'm gonna stop right there. I want you all to pay attention to something. He said, why did the females wait until Diddy went to jail to try to talk? Why did he do the same thing? Why did he wait till Diddy went to jail and start talking? Okay. You think he'd been telling all these lies on Diddy if Diddy was out free? I don't believe so. Purplex said, Queen, your facial expressions are freaking epic. Got my darn sides hurting. Okay. Thank you, beloved. But let me tell you all something. And then he said that he knew Diddy in that interview. You heard him say 35 years is a long time. He doesn't know why, when he changed, maybe it was the drugs got to him or whatever. But he said that he knew Diddy for 35 years. He also alleged that they had some sort of beef. But then months down the line, he goes on Atwood's channel and says that he never met Diddy. So if you never met this man, how the hell did you know him for 35 years? How did you have a beef with him? Do y'all see this? And his lawyer didn't vet anything that he said because guess what? She likely didn't give a damn whether he was lying or not. It was a whole clout chase. It was a whole clout chase, okay? This is all crazy. With that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast, okay? I just wanted to bring up some of the lies. And he sat there and I was trying to fast forward to the part, but I wish I knew the timestamp, the part where he told me how many flash drives there were. Do y'all remember that? When he was talking about how many flash drives he had or whatever? Hold on. Now, let me go back to this part. Hold on. Because y'all remember when he showed me that, he gave me that video to upload with Justin Bieber? That's the same video that's already online. That's like on TikTok. Okay, but he acted like he was giving me some information. Silly self. Hold on.
And mainly Tupac. You were two-faced. You were two-faced undercover, fake Crip. You understand? You came to Pac, said you wasn't gangster no more. You don't want to be gangster no more.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you rap don't mean you're a gangster. Just because you do a Crip walk don't mean you gangster. You
Right.
understand? Your son grew up with Puffy, son. So when you left Def, this ain't no
Absolutely.
hate, this ain't no judge. I'm not a rapper.
That all being said, is there anything in the book about Snoop and Diddy?
Yeah. It was it's a picture of him holding Snoop hand under the table.
Let me go to that video.
G-Unit that you was looking to get recorded by Diddy 2 years. Come on, 2 years.
Right.
He's gay. You understand? You let your son go to another man. But voice at the time. And I got out to buy, back then it was DVDs. I was getting 5 for 20. And this guy.
Okay, now Caden Hikes in the chat says Gaddafi got killed on some hood issue.
So he said, no, you straight up. You real. So I said, no, I'm not real, I'm serious. So yeah, I believe he put Hitchman there. The reason why Hitchman probably didn't tell back on Diddy dealing with Hussein Fader went to the hotel. I was with another artist named Big Draws. When he went,
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I can't find the timestamp where he's talking about the flash drives, but y'all remember that he told me that the feds came and got the flash drives from him 2 days before he did my interview. That's what he said. I told him, I said, you don't think you're gonna go to jail or get in trouble for having flash drives with kitty corn if you say that Justin Bieber was underage? And he said, no, the feds already came and got it from me 2 days ago. That would have been October the 18th. But then, like I said, he told Matt Cox that the feds raided his house, like kicking down doors and all that, only to find out that he simply got a subpoena. Okay. This I am said, no need for a lie detector machine when you have the Queen's facial expression. All right. So anyway, listen, I love you all to life. Claudette said Queen, he sure did. Okay. Perplex said, we remember Queen. Okay. So anyway, that I've said, I love you all to life, honey. I hope you all, if anybody was believing the bullshit that book was true, I hope you know now for a fact that it isn't. Okay. And that Ariel Mitchell is a liar who lies, just like I told you all from day one. Okay, let's not forget the liars that I called out. Okay, Adria English. I told you all she was a liar before she started telling all those lies on YouTube. I told you all when I was literally reading her lawsuit that it didn't sound true, didn't sound plausible. And in fact, in the lawsuit, she said that she thought she was going to get paid for having relations with Jacob the jeweler. I said, that sounds like she was complicit to me. I said, her story sounds sketchy. If y'all remember that, okay? So please pay attention to her. The Queen's discernment is on point, all right? It's absolutely on point. And unlike some, I don't have to tell lies for clicks and views. Now, with that all been said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Okay, OG Patrice said, Al B. Sure is a legend in the New Jack Swing era with Teddy Riley. He most definitely deserves his flowers. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely, beloved. And that's why I was not going to sit up here and let this fool disparage him and defame him, telling all these nonsensical lies that clearly he and Chris Todd made up themselves. Okay, please pay attention. All right, please pay attention. And then let's not forget how Chris Todd said that they already split the money, said he made like $400,000, but he didn't. That was what they got, but he didn't keep the whole thing. He split that with Courtney B and Hollywood Wade. Okay, because remember, that's the other person whom he says that he introduced him to Courtney B. I just want y'all to pay attention, okay? So all three of them need to be sued as far as I'm concerned. Everybody who was involved in that book with all the lies and BS and everybody who profited from the sale of it, that money should be taken away from them and go to Kim Porter's children. All right, period. Okay, so that all been said, Deronda said, hashtag, you heard it here first. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so listen, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. For the Stardusters, I said I was going to be on the spiritual channel today, but I have something to do. But we will be on there tomorrow, okay, because we got to talk about these nefarious spirits that people are reporting that they have encountered. Okay, so until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got